an interesting lesson. So we have two things that we shall do. Our content, or what we are going to share today. We shall have a bit, just a small part of the theory, just a small part, and then the rest will be. We shall watch a video, one or two, to understand better what we are looking at. So we shall look at what we call using materials, all the materials we use in our daily life, the materials that we use in our daily life. So this is what we are going to look at. So that is my name. And if you are here and maybe you are in the wrong class, we are now in chemistry and senior 1. So if you are in senior 2, senior 3, then you are in the wrong class. But it's okay, you can also stay and you see how we do things in senior 1. So our topic is using materials. This is not something new, and these are the things we use at home, the things we know, the things which are around us, and the things that are always in our daily life. So we have our chapter that is using materials, and that is what we can. I hope everyone can see what is on the screen. Tracy, you're saying that you're not hearing me. Maybe it could be the network on your side. So I request that you restart your device. Restart your device. Then, Tracy, anything to ask? Tracy?
Excuse me, teacher, I can't hear anything.
Are you sure you're not hearing me? Even now?
I can't hear anything.
Anybody else who's not hearing me? Apart from Tracy, is there anybody who's not hearing me? You can raise up your hand. Carol, are you not hearing me also? Okay, let me first check. And see, it could be my problem. But at times you not hearing me, it could be caused by network. Either maybe my network can be bad or yours. So you need to try to check. You need to try to check your network, and I also try to check mine. But along the way, it would stabilize. So that is what we have on the screen. And these are materials I've been talking about. The materials I've been talking about. You can see this one looks to be like a kitchen. And there are materials. If I give a brief introduction, the materials, we can have a definition. We can have a definition from you. Anybody who can define for us what the word material means? Someone with anybody define for us what a material is. What do you understand by the word material? You can raise up your hand. Raise up your hand. Okay, Maria. Where's Maria? Unmute and tell us what you understand by the word material.
I think materials are things we use in our daily life.
Are things we use in our daily life. Okay, thank you. Melodies. Melodies.
Material is anything that we use in our daily life and helps us.
The material is anything that we use in our daily life and helps us. Thank you. And lastly, we can have Thomas. Thomas, yes.
Materials
do you have
are,
a different definition?
yes.
Okay.
Materials are things we use in our everyday life that help us to do our work.
That help us do our work. Thank you. So
Okay.
you can see that we have different definitions, and all of them are correct. All of them are correct. Okay. So what are those? How can you identify that for a given task? How can you know that I'm supposed to use this kind of material? For example, if I'm going to cook, how do I identify that I'm supposed to use this kind of material and why? I'm just giving an example of cooking. If I'm playing football, how do I choose the ball? Should I choose a metallic ball or maybe a rubber ball? So how do we choose our materials? What are those properties? What are those things that we follow to choose our materials that we use? Given that we say that materials are the things that we use in our daily life. So what you need to do is to tell me or to tell us the material, and you also share with us why do you choose that. So I'm going to Elijah. Elijah, you can share with us. Elijah.
You tap, you touch.
Elijah, please.
Sir. You.
Yes, please.
Yes, you touch and feel the type of the material.
Yeah.
You feel and touch the type of the material.
You feel and the touch of the material.
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to first tell us what you want to use. How do you want to use that material? Which material are you using and why do you choose it? Elijah? Elijah, we are losing you. We can have another person. Let's have Maureen. Maureen? Maureen? Maureen, unmute. Maureen, it seems Maureen is unable to talk to us. Let's have Mark. We have Joshua. Let's have Joshua. Joshua, unmute and share with us.
Pardon, Master.
Joshua. Yes. Joshua, it seems my network is not clear. Okay, so what I want us to watch a video. I want us to watch a video, then after we shall discuss it. After we shall discuss it. Okay. I'm going to play for you a video in the short time. Are you able to see what is on the screen? So our video is loading. Let us pay attention and we watch the video. Then later on we shall discuss it. I hope you can see what is on the screen. It is loading. Someone is complaining why the lesson, why his messages are sent the whole to me. Yes, I'm the one who is supposed to see what you write. Let's first watch the video.
You use objects every single day. But have you ever thought about what they are made of? Why are some bendy? And some are really hard? Or why are some smooth and shiny? And some bumpy and rough? When it comes to the objects around us, they can be very different from one another. Can you think of some materials you see in the classroom or at home? You might have come up with materials like glass, wood, plastic, metal, paper, fabrics, or rubber. Do you know what the properties of some of these materials are? You might know that wood is hard. Plastic is waterproof. Fabrics and rubber are flexible. And metal is strong and resistant. Do you know how some of these are used and why they are chosen to make objects with?
So members, after
Objects are made from
we shall watch the video.
materials that are specially chosen depending on the purpose. This is because materials have special properties that help them do their job. Take this umbrella for example. The handle is made from hard materials, while the umbrella shield is often made from plastic. The hard materials were used for the handle because it is strong and perfect for supporting the top of the umbrella. And the plastic was chosen because it is waterproof and light, which lets
Hello, Senior One. Good morning. Just hold on, the teacher will join. Yeah, he's having some network issues, but he will join soon. We are having Senior One chemistry lesson. Someone is asking, which subject is this? So this is Senior One class. History, chemistry lesson is ongoing, but the teacher is having network issues. But he's going to join soon, so you be patient.
Hello members, I'm back. My network, it is the one that just gone off. So let's continue. Let's first look at the work. So let us again go back and discuss our materials, and we look at the properties. So under using materials, there are a few things, the keywords that we shall look at. For example, the materials themselves, like the way we define them, Then we also have natural. We have the words like artificial. We have words like synthetic, physical properties. Then we also have molecular structures. Then we also have pollution. So let's first look at these words individually. So far we have looked at materials, and now let's define. Who can tell us what the word natural means? What's the meaning of the word natural? Who can tell us? I see your hands up. I don't know whether they are for the question or they were there before I left. So I'll ask Peter or Dodge, how do you understand the word natural? Dodge? Dodge, can you share with us? How do you understand the word natural? Unmute and share with us.
It means natural means is made.
Come again.
Natural means exists on its own.
It exists on its own. Thank you. Then Ayabare Martha, how do you understand the word natural? How do you understand the word natural? Natural means?
Help of man.
Come again.
Natural. Natural means something that exists without the help of man.
Okay, something that can exist without the help of man. Then lastly, we can have Gloria. Gloria Subi. Gloria, you're waiting.
Natural is anything that comes from earth that is not made by humans.
Anything that comes from?
From earth that is not made by humans.
Anything that comes from us without the help of humans. Okay, thank you. So having looked at the word, the meaning of the word natural, let's now look at artificial. Artificial. Let me say, if you know that you don't have your name on the device you're using, please, I'm likely not to choose you. For example, I'm seeing someone with ITEL A56 and someone with Techno Spark 7P. Please put your name. Let's hear from Jesse Kaira. Share with us, what do you understand by the word artificial? Please, once you're given a chance to talk, you talk very fast. Okay, since we have failed to get that one, we can have Chuvumbi. Chuvumbi, how do you understand the word artificial?
These are things that are made by man.
Things that are made by man. Okay, thank you. So we are saying those are things that are made by man. Okay, from there we can define the word synthetic. So we are here. We can define the word synthetic. Synthetic. We can have Fahad Jonas. Fahad is not talking. Let's have Melissa. Melissa, you can continue and tell us what is the meaning of the word synthetic? We have failed to get Fahad. Okay, so finally we can have Nakawes. Nakawes Maria. Nakawes Maria. Okay.
Synthetic. Like
Yeah,
it's
synthetic.
some that can be recycled, reused, like polythenes.
Something that can be recycled or reused. Thank you. And finally, we can have the last person. We can have Ben.
Synthetic,
Yes, please.
something made by combining chemical substance.
Something made by combining chemical substances. Okay, thank you. All right, all right. So we are defining the keywords under this chapter before we kick off, so that we can be knowing what we are dealing with in case we come across such words that they shouldn't sound new. How about when we talk of physical properties? If someone's told you that, give me the physical properties of a material, what comes into your mind? If someone asks you what are physical properties of materials, depending on which material you're having at hand right now, anything that you have at hand, how do you explain to that person, assuming that he never went to school? So we can have Mark. Mark, unmute and tell us. Mark, we are not hearing you. Okay, we are failed to get Mark. We can get Chirabo, Elizabeth.
Physical properties are materials that shatter easily.
Physical properties are material that shatter easily. Thank you. So that is according to her. Another one, we can have Shidashan.
Physical properties are things that can be reused once they are spoiled.
Physical properties are things that can be reused once they are spoiled. Okay, thank you. So at the end of the day, we shall look at our answers and we come up with a common definition of the physical properties. Then we can look at Patience. Patience, you can share with us.
Physical properties are properties that are measurable.
Properties that are measurable. Do you mind giving us like an example? Patience, can you give us an example, if any?
Food.
Food. Okay, so that is according to Patience. All right, so for the interest of time, in my understanding, I think that the physical properties are those like the appearances of different materials. I think that we can see with our eyes without applying maybe any machine or any device. Take an example, if you are holding a pen, you can see that the pen is transparent. If it is like a big pen, or it is times you find a pen is smooth on the surface. So that is also a physical property. Some things are rough, some things are smooth, some things are tall, some are short, like that. So those are the physical properties according to my understanding. So look around where you are. Whatever you're holding, it can be a phone, can be a computer. You can try to look for physical properties, either by touching it, by lifting it, by looking at it. Whatever you see is a physical properties. So once again, the physical properties, those are the things that we can see with our naked eyes. And normally the physical properties can be color, as I said before, it can be the size, it can be the length, it can be the depth, anything, as long as you can see with your eyes. So finally, let's get someone to define for us the word pollution. Pollution? Anybody? Pollution. I'm seeing very few hands. I'm seeing very few hands, please. I want to see many. Pollution. Okay. Birunji?
Pollution is the disposal of harmful waste into the environment.
Pollution is the disposal of harmful waste into the environment. Thank you. Then we can have also, Tricia. Amanya Tricia.
Pollution is the process of making air, water, and soil dirty.
Pollution, the process of making water, air dirty. That is if I got you right. You can repeat for us.
Of making air, water, and soil dirty. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Pollution is the process of making air, water, or soil dirty.
All right, thank you, Tricia. And finally, let us have Zaida and Hadija. I think these are two people in one.
Pollution is the contamination of the environment.
Contamination of the environment. So who could be this, Zaida or Hadija? Who has given us the answer?
It is not Zaida and Hadija. I'm Sumin.
Yeah, for me, I'm just using the names I'm seeing here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So far we have defined, basically, as someone said, pollution, that is the contamination of the environment by man at times. By man at times, when you get polythene bags, then you throw them around the compound. Remember, they cannot rot or they cannot be decomposed. So they contaminate the environment, they make it go bad. So let's continue. Having defined the keywords, let us look at the objectives of this lesson, or this chapter. So we should be knowing the materials which are used in everyday life, and we clarify them. We can put them into categories, like the way we had natural, and we also have synthetic, and how this affects their use in everyday life. So I want to pose a question. When do we use natural materials and why? When do we use natural materials and why? You can choose any natural material and you tell us why it is used. Martha? Martha, what do you think?
Yes.
Yes, please. Seems Martha was not with us. Okay, let's have Mavis. Mavis, share with us. My question is, when do we use natural materials and why do we choose them? Why do we choose them? You can think of anything. You can think of anything. Mavis, please. Mavis, we are waiting to hear from you. Okay, it seems you are unable to get to Mavis. Let's have Melody. Melody, share with us.
Like the sun.
Mhm.
We use the sun when we have solar devices. For example, when we want to have light in our house, we use the sun so that it can generate energy to the solar device and produce light.
All right, thank you. So according to Melody, she's saying that the sun is a natural material and we choose it because it can give us light when we are having solar. That is her opinion. Let's also hear from Seguja Payton.
Like sand. We use sand to make glass.
Okay, thank you. Seguja is saying that we use sand to make glass. Okay, I want you to state a material, a natural material, then you give maybe its use, and you also maybe share with us why do you choose? Why is it good for that particular use? We can now have Aziz.
Sir,
Yes, please.
I use lakes and rivers because we get water for domestic use.
Okay. So we have lakes and rivers.
And it also helps people to
Has to do what?
for basic work.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So for the interest of time, so we are grouping our materials as natural and as synthetic. And remember, we first defined the natural and also the word synthetic. So right now we know what we are talking about. So if we continue, we need to understand the physical properties of polymers. Then we determine the uses in everyday life, including such as in building, fabrics, then fabricating utensils. But before we proceed, it seems we have come to another new word. How can we define or how do we understand this word polymer? The one where I put the red line. What comes into your mind when someone says polymers or the word polymer? What comes into your mind? Let's hear from Penny. Penny, the floor is yours. You can unmute. Seems we are unable to connect to Penny. We can have, okay, Penny. We have lost Penny. Fine. Ismail unmute. You can use other sources of information where you are right now. Use any source. I'm not getting you.
Polymers. Polymer are chemical compound formed by Polymer are chemical compound formed by polymerization, such as nylon and cellulose.
Ismail?
Yes.
Okay. I think Ismail, from that is what I was trying to explain. So from this word, we get the word polymerization. And if I'm to give examples of polymers, of course, we have natural and artificial, but I may not go into the details. But the examples, the common examples we have are like polyethylene bags, whereas we use like crates, the crates, like these crates of soda, then the shell. Then we also have plastics. Plastics are also polymers. So those are some examples of polymers. So we may find that in our daily life, the things we do every day, we use polymers. Although we didn't know, but we use polymers. Okay, so we continue. So we should also know about the molecular structures of materials and relate this to their use. So after knowing the structure of a given material, then you should be able to know the use. If you take an example, why do we use like plastic cups? Why do we use plastic cups? Or if you are having a board, why is the board round? So those are structures that we need to know. Then we should also know that polymers are useful long chain molecules made by natural and synthetic processes. So like I said before, polymers, we have both natural and synthetic. If we say synthetic, we define the word synthetic as substances or materials which are made by man. So the word synthetic comes close to artificial. They almost have the same meaning. All of them are man-made. So if I'm to give some examples of natural polymers, do we have anybody who can give us some examples of natural polymers? Anybody who could be knowing? Like I said, you can use any source of information that is near you. You can ask your sister if she's there. You can ask your brother if she's there. You can also use the phone. You can also Google around and ask Mr. Google, sir. Jacqueline? Jacqueline, if you use the source of information you have at hand, what do you see?
Chapadon.
I'm asking, can you tell us some examples of natural polymers by using any source of information that is near you? Anything, can be a person, you can ask a brother who is near.
Shawood.
The wood, okay, thank you. Jovan? Jovan? Jovan seems is unable to talk to us. Joshua? Joshua, you can unmute. Okay, it seems we are able to connect these people. But natural polymers, we can have like proteins, can have proteins. Proteins we eat in food. We can have sugars. We can have carbohydrates. All those are natural polymers. Okay, so let's continue. So some of these things, the materials are in our homes. We should know how materials can pollute the environment and in which materials can be recycled. So finally, at the end of it all, we should be able to explore how materials are used and relate these uses to their molecular structures. So this is just like an introduction of what we shall look at in detail one by one. So the next time we shall have, today the videos didn't play well because of the network, but we have got the introduction, and in the next lesson, we shall have the videos already happens, and I request that in the next video that he or she can share with us. We shall explore more on those materials. So come with one, any material of your interest, so that we can share. We shall also have screen sharing for some of the members. So I'm going to request that if you have any questions, I'll only allow 2 people to ask. 2 people to ask. If you don't have a question, please first lower your hand. If you don't have a question, first lower your hand. I'm only taking 3 questions. I'll start with the Tracy. Tracy, unmute. We can have Patricia. Please, if I ask you to unmute, you do so that we can hear. The moment you don't unmute yourself, we shall not hear what you're saying. Okay, Aziz, you're welcome. Adija and Zaida.
Teacher, what are polymers?
Polymers, I gave you examples of polymers. Polymers, they come from long chain hydrocarbons, but I didn't want us to go into that hard part. I just wanted to look at examples. That's why I gave you examples that we have at home, which are made of polymers. Like I said, if you look at the polythene bags that we use are polymers. You can see all of them, like the word polyethylene. We call it polyethylene, polymers. We also look at the shells, the plastics, all those are polymers. But maybe you can say that polymers, those are long chain, hydrocarbons, or we call them complex molecules. About it. It's a long process. It's a long process, but the examples can help us understand. So those are 3 questions that I wanted. Our 3 people, and allow me to end the lesson from here. And next time we shall have the videos and also